In a dramatic turn of events, Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned and fled the country, marking the end of her 15-year rule. What led to this shocking development? Let's dive into the story. It all began in late June when students took to the streets of Dhaka, demanding an end to a controversial quota system for government jobs. The protests started peacefully, with students voicing their frustrations and hopes for a fairer system. However, what began as a peaceful movement quickly escalated into violent clashes with police and pro-government activists. The government's heavy-handed response only fueled the fire. Security forces used tear gas, rubber bullets, and even live ammunition to disperse the crowds. Curfews were imposed, and the internet was shut down in key areas to stifle communication among the protesters. But these measures backfired spectacularly, leading to even more outrage and drawing more people to the streets. By July, the unrest had spread nationwide, resulting in nearly 300 deaths. The tipping point came on Sunday, with nearly 100 people killed in clashes across the country. The streets of Dhaka were a battlefield, with protesters clashing with security forces and ruling party activists. The pressure on Prime Minister Hasina was mounting as calls for her resignation grew louder and more insistent. Facing insurmountable pressure, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina resigned and fled the country, ending her long tenure. Local media captured her boarding a military helicopter with her sister, seeking refuge in a neighboring country. The images of Hasina, looking solemn and defeated, marked a significant moment in Bangladesh's history. In a televised address, Bangladesh's military chief, General Waker-uz-Zaman, announced the formation of an interim government and called for calm. He promised a thorough investigation into the violent crackdowns and reassured the public that the military would not use force. "Keep faith in the military. We will investigate all the killings and punish those responsible. No more firing by the army and police. It's time for peace." General Waker-uz-Zaman. Hasina's departure seemed to diffuse the immediate tension. Celebrations erupted in Dhaka as news of her resignation spread. The streets, once filled with violence, now echoed with hope and relief. People were seen hugging, waving flags, and chanting slogans of victory. Sheikh Hasina, a dominant figure in Bangladeshi politics, was re-elected for a fourth term in a controversial January vote that was boycotted by her main opponents. Thousands of opposition members were jailed in the lead-up to the polls, and the US and the UK denounced the result as not credible, though the government defended it. Throughout her tenure, Hasina cultivated ties with powerful countries, including both India and China. However, under her leadership, relations with the United States and other Western nations grew strained due to concerns over human rights violations and press freedoms in the predominantly Muslim nation of 170 million people. Her political opponents have previously accused her of growing increasingly autocratic and called her a threat to the country's democracy. Many now say the unrest is a result of that authoritarian streak. As the dust settles, the focus now moves to who will control the South Asian country. The interim government must navigate a complex political landscape and work to rebuild trust with the populace. The international community will also be watching closely, ready to respond to any further developments. For now, the people of Bangladesh take a breath, hoping for a brighter and more democratic future. The scenes of violence and chaos have given way to a sense of cautious optimism. The streets, once filled with fear and anger, are now filled with hope and a renewed determination to build a better future. This is Daily World Insights, bringing you the latest from around the world. Stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding crisis. Don't forget to subscribe and stay informed.